Welcome to another episode of Butterfly Blackout. I'm your host, Emily, along with the one, the only, the missing has returned, Jeff. How are you feeling, sir?
I'm feeling a lot better. Thank
You
you.
are?
Yes.
Good. And our Truth. What's up, Truth?
Another blessed day. I actually got the number now.
All right. So, if you haven't heard, Jordan Peele's Candyman has been pushed back to 2021. Now, I was actually looking forward
Yes.
to continuation.
Of our
remake.
talk about?
It's a continuation, right? Because it's from when the
Yeah,
kid was,
yes.
when the guy was a kid.
Yes.
So we're gonna call it a continuation. That's
Yes.
probably the only movie I was looking forward to in theaters, and now we gotta wait. And I'm like, why? You could charge me $50 and I will pay to watch it. It's like, no, I won't. But I'm saying that it's been pushed back for no reason because movie theaters are opening. But then again, I'm not going to the movies. So, Truth, you going to the movies?
To see Candyman?
No, are you going, period?
I went to see Tenet.
You already went.
Phenomenal. Phenomenal.
The movie was phenomenal, but how was the experience of going to the theater?
To me, I will take my hat off to the not to be mentioned movie theater. Before
because
you,
they were part of China.
hey,
Oh my goodness.
I paid for like $5 and I watch movies for free. But you walk in, they don't play. They cut the snack menu extremely down. Butter and everything's behind the counter. They hand you salt packages.
Really?
They hand you butter in containers. They try to keep from grouping
Oh, that's what's
all
up.
together.
Butter in a container?
It's
it's
a little
cleaner.
different, but they
Yeah,
keep
it's
it
cleaner.
in a kind of warm, so it's not like it's ice cold. Because you know that butter clocks up
Yeah.
when it's so. I understand it because again, you don't want people grouping trying to get butter. Also, when you walk in the theater, there are antibacterial towels, so you can wipe your seat down. So I take my hat off. They went way further than I thought they were going to go. And every station where the beverages are, every other one is shut off.
Oh, nice.
So they did take extra steps to make sure everyone was safe.
Trying to lose their money. Okay.
Hey,
capitalize.
they're not going to lose money October 2nd and November 6th. You can forget about, especially November.
What's in November?
Black Widow.
No, they pushed it back, bro.
What
Again?
you mean? They're not gonna lose money. They can't sell all their seats. They're gonna lose money unless if they're gonna have multiple showings.
Well, the
So they can
one
make
I
up
go
for
to
it.
has, I think, 16 or 17 theaters. And usually they always keep a movie lingering around that really doesn't earn money.
Nice.
So for a theater like that has that many, they can make it up. So they can do Wonder Woman Part 2 and 10 theaters.
Okay.
And even though they're losing seats in one
1984?
theater,
Is that
yeah,
what-
1984,
1984,
they make it up in the other theaters. So they won't lose money, and then they won't have to drag a movie along just to try to get 5 or 10 people in it.
Well, here you have it straight from Truth, who supports China.
Oh.
So, are you watching Cobra Kai on Netflix? Anybody?
I ran through
I
it
didn't
already.
watch it when it was on YouTube. No.
I ran through it. It's phenomenal.
I think it's phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Whoopi Goldberg from The View thinks it's amazing. And people are now starting to really catch on to it. I'm watching it again. My son loves it. It is TV-14
Yeah.
and a lot of language, but my son knows not to repeat the language, and I'm watching it with him.
Okay.
I realized that when my son gets upset, he wants to curse, he'll say, "You know what, Mom? I don't give a fit." The first time he said that to me, I was like, "You don't give a fit? What does that mean?" And he's like, "I don't give a fit." So I was like, "Oh, he doesn't give a F." So instead of saying the F word, he says fit.
Very intelligent.
I was like, wow, okay. And then we have a conversation. He's like, I know, Mom. I'm not supposed to repeat the words. But he just loves the jokes and the
Right.
karate fighting since he takes
That's
karate
cool.
too. That's another reason why I let him watch it.
And you loved it.
I love it. I'm obsessed. And they come back 2021.
And that's the Jeff's theory there, because Jeff was like, the reason they left YouTube in the first place is because nobody knew about them.
I was like, it was the same, but it's the same quality, same show,
Same show,
everything. Only
because
they-
the first
they put
two
it- played the
seasons
repeats.
aired on YouTube.
Yep.
And now they just brought it on to Netflix, which is a bigger.
Netflix pays
Right,
for it.
I saw the first 2 episodes for free on YouTube, and I
Mm-hmm.
knew I wanted to see more, but I just didn't want to pay for YouTube Red.
Damn.
So I was like, all right, but I was hooked then.
I get you.
I was
I
hooked
get you.
because I was like, ooh, Johnny, and then I grew to be Team Johnny, Team
Mm-hmm.
Cobra Kai,
I'm Cobra Kai all day. Thank you.
because Daniel LaRusso is such an asshole.
Yes, he is.
It's like even when Johnny went to the board to get Cobra Kai back into the competition, and here you have Daniel LaRusso who sits on the board, and he's still in his feelings from 30 years ago. And it's like, sir, you do remember that John Kreese was choking out Johnny, right?
Yes.
So it's not like, I mean, he's a victim too. You know, they were told to break you down, and they didn't want to do that. They were victims. You weren't just the only victim. But I love, there's a part where Johnny broke it down from his point of view as to why he and Daniel had beef in the first place. And I was like, yo, now it all makes sense, because when we're watching the original Karate Kid, we're seeing it from Daniel's point of view.
Yes.
And it's like, well, I don't understand why they just pick it on this new kid. But then you turn it around, it's like, okay, well, Johnny never really started that much with him. It was always Daniel. Like when Johnny went to go talk to Allie, here comes Daniel. Mind your business. What do we always say? Mind your business. It's not nothing to do with you. So why are you interjecting yourself into my conversation? Or when Johnny was rolling the blunt in the bathroom, he wasn't thinking about Daniel. Daniel comes in and starts messing with him. So yeah, you're gonna get your behind kicked, because you're not even on my level right now. You're not even on my radar.
Let sleeping dogs lie.
And then,
He never did.
like he said, you won based off of an illegal kick, sir.
Right.
Come on. Karate Kid 2. You won by them playing with that little toy. I mean, come on. The Karate Kid 3. See, Karate Kid 3 was different,
Very.
but at the same time, when Daniel opened up the Miyagi Dojo on Cobra Kai, and it's like, you got to remember what Mr. Miyagi said in the third one. Karate is not for competition, which is why he didn't want to train you in the first place.
Exactly.
He had no choice but to train you, because you, being the fool that you are, got yourself caught up and didn't realize that this guy was playing you.
Right.
So that's the only reason. And the only thing he really taught you was kata. And
Yeah,
you used
he didn't
that
teach
to
him
win.
much, yeah.
But at the same time, it was still stupid, because my son, let me tell you, I made him watch it, right?
Okay.
And he has a way of making you feel stupid. And I'm just like, you know what? Shut up.
So what did he do?
He was like, Ma, this is stupid. It didn't make any sense to him.
What's the 80s film?
So it was an 80s film, but like with how Daniel won the
Yeah.
first one, then the
Yeah.
second one, and he was like, well, that's it.
Yeah.
You know? And then, because really in the second one in Okinawa, he should have probably been really hurt.
Right.
There's no way you're going to sit there and tell me that the power of, what is it called?
Chi?
That thing?
The tambourine. I don't know the exact name.
Tambourine?
Well, you know what I mean. Oh, hey, whatever.
Because it's like, that should have given you
Yeah.
power over this guy who
You know
was
what's
kicking
sad?
your ass.
My mom brought me one of those too.
I
After
had
that
one
movie.
too,
Yeah,
because it was cool. It was a great marketing. Okay.
Yeah, it was.
So Cobra Kai, if you haven't seen it on Netflix, I suggest that you watch it on Netflix, because it is amazing. It is entertaining.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it up to the guy that plays Johnny, because he is on point after all these years.
Yeah, he's still in shape. It's good to see.
Even Daniel LaRusso, the one that plays Daniel.
Yes.
He came back with the same energy, whether you like him or you don't like him. He came back with that same Daniel energy, and I love it because everybody fell in place. I mean, they dug up the cast from all these years, and to our surprise,
yes.
they're still alive, and I think that's what makes it so nostalgic. So shout out to Will Smith for getting on this. Even the mother, and she still looks good.
Nice.
Yeah.
So,
She
I
does.
mean, like, it's very, even the other Cobra Kai guys, that took me out. I was like, yo, are you serious?
It's all the same guys?
Yeah.
Yes, they brought
Yeah.
back people. I'm like, y'all ain't dead? Come on now.
Y'all ain't move away?
I mean,
Nothing?
the
Damn.
best remakes, or the best, if it's not a remake, it's what do you call it?
You know,
Reboot?
little
Reboots.
add-on-ish type stuff.
I love it when, just like with Fuller House, you got the whole cast to come back, almost the whole cast. but everybody fell right into place.
Right.
Like they never left. That's what makes it so great. That's why I'm pulling for a Moesha, not a reboot, but
Continuation.
a continuation. Because I'm watching it now on Netflix, and I feel like, yes, you guys can get back together. I don't think you need Kim.
Isn't she
You
sick?
need him. You don't need her for like an everyday part, but you need her to
No,
pop up.
maybe popping in
She
every
needs to
now and
pop
then,
up.
but it should be based off of Moesha and the life that she lives now. Maybe had a baby with Hakeem, and because Hakeem is no longer here, Lamont Bentley. But watching the second season and her relationship with Q, listen, he's still around, so maybe they could have something now as adults or whatever. I don't know, but I'm here for a whole Moesha, whatever you want to call it.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Because she already said she wasn't doing it.
She should. I think she should. Now on Netflix, they're trying to cancel Netflix because of that whole Cuties movie that came out. That's kind of like child pornography.
Did you see it yet?
No, why would I? I'm like, everybody's talking about it, and they keep showing the same flicks.
Same clip art.
The same clip of the girl shaking her butts, and I'm like, but you're calling it child pornography, but you're still passing around the kids wiggling their butts.
Yep.
No, I was
They're
uncomfortable
doing
when
it
I first
on
saw
regular
that.
Facebook. You're not talking about shutting Facebook down.
Exactly.
Right.
And my thing is that with them trying to cancel Netflix, let's look at, if you're successful, what else do you cancel? Girlfriends just they debuted yesterday. They're at number 7, I think, in the USA.
Wait, Girlfriend's the old show came back?
Yeah, the
That's
reboot.
on Netflix now.
So you're talking about canceling that? If it gets
No,
canceled?
if you cancel Netflix and you cancel all these deals and all
Oh,
these
cancel as a whole? No.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So then that means that you don't get to see Girlfriends, and you have all these other people that have created, or got deals off of Netflix, which might actually help Netflix in a way because they have a lawsuit with Monique. So if Monique wins, they're going to need that money to pay her.
They didn't finish that lawsuit yet?
No. But it's going to look like she's going to win it.
Well,
So-
right
I
now
hope
they're
so.
just trying to. It's the number. She already
Yeah.
won.
Yeah.
It's the number that both sides will feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, what a lot of these billion-dollar corporations like Netflix try to do is they try to string it along, and okay, you're gonna get $5 million, but your lawyer fees is gonna be $6 million type situations.
Yeah.
Okay. So, NFL started on Thursday.
Yes, it did.
Are you guys watching?
I was enjoying every bit of it.
I have to say,
What's that?
I was enjoying it too. Because it felt good to somewhat get back to normal, even though
Okay.
we're late in the season.
Okay.
It felt good to watch, people relax and enjoy a sport.
Okay.
Because basketball I would normally watch, but I'm not enjoying it anymore.
Well, it's the bubble atmosphere with no. See, the problem with the NBA is they're having 4 games at one time, and they're showing the game that they consider to be the big game when they first came back, when they were trying to figure who was going to make the playoffs.
Okay, that's probably why I didn't get into
Right, because
it.
it was four teams playing at one time, and then they highlighted
they
the
kinda
court that they
expedited.
wanted to highlight. And okay, if I'm not a fan for this team,
Yeah.
so what? I'm just X'd out of not seeing the team that I actually
Well,
want
no,
to see.
I thought they were showing them on different networks.
No.
Like,
No.
you had one on TNT, and then
Well, they
the
would do
other
that, but
be
there were 5 games.
You know what I mean?
And there was only like one was on NBA TV, the other one was like I guess but
So they had games that were played that they didn't even
they
show.
didn't even show. Yeah. And
See,
as
that's
far as
stupid because that you might as well not even make money on
they were
that.
trying to rush to get to the playoffs, and the greatest thing about the NFL, it's other than Sunday that's coming up, Thursday was just one game, and you had Patrick Super Bowl Mahomes
Right.
against Watson, who just got that mega contract and stuff like that.
It was good. It was just
Yeah,
like
it was
good
a very
time,
exciting game.
I'm gonna ask
And
you
then
guys.
they had Then they had fans in the
17,000 they allowed.
Now that's what I was gonna ask. Do you
They
think
were
that made a
spread
difference?
out. So like if the 3 of us went with a group, we would all be grouped together.
And then it's 6 feet from us.
Yeah, and then everybody
So
else
forth
is away
and so
from us.
forth.
But I was like, it was nice to see fans enjoying themselves, and people talk about boycotting the NFL and stuff like that, and you have to realize realize that some people, especially because they booed, during whatever.
The unity.
Holding hand. Yeah.
Here's the thing. A lot of people use sports as an escape.
That's what it's
Right.
made for. Yes.
It's entertainment. So, like, if you're with your partner and your partner only watches football during football season, has a whole routine, he doesn't care or she doesn't care about politics or anything. It's just football season. I play my fantasy. I'm in like 15 leagues. I watch my football, and then that's it. You have me for the entire week, except for Sundays, Mondays, and Thursdays. That's it for a season. After that, I don't care. You can do whatever. You know what I mean? People use it as their escape. They don't care about all that politics and stuff. So when you see the players holding hands and embracing, it's too much because it comes off as being fake. Because y'all don't really care about this stuff. Y'all just do it because they told you to do it. I just want you to kick a ball. I want you to actually catch the ball. I want you to focus on that. Now you have Russell Wilson, new father, like he didn't have a child before. And now he has a podcast.
He didn't. Well,
and I'm
no,
just like,
this is
well,
the third
what are
one.
we doing here?
You're right.
Everybody wants to have a podcast. Everybody wants to be a TV announcer. Whatever happened to all the sports announcers? Because now that sports is like, very little, where'd they all go?
You want an honest answer on that?
Yeah, I want an honest answer.
It's less overhead when I take the retiree or the person out of the sports who actually knows the sport because you played it, then pay the guy who went to school for it to study to be an announcer, and I want 30 to 40 million to sit there and tell how you messed up or fumbled the ball. It's cheaper when you get those guys to come in. That's why they do it. And it's after career because, you hurt your leg, you hurt your foot, your body's shot.
Yeah, but some of them don't have personality. Some of them are just dry.
It depends on
It
the
depends
individual.
on the individual at that, but you really don't need personality when you get two people who really know sports to go back and forth with each other.
No, I do need personality.
No,
'cause
you
some
don't.
people are dry.
No, you don't.
What was the
need, like,
quarterback from the
serve.
Cowboys? Tony something?
Tony Romo?
Tony Romo. Now,
He's still
in
alive.
Tony Romo's case,
He's
he's
an
getting
announcer.
paid like
He's an
$16
announcer.
million. So he's
He
getting
got a
paid.
big,
he got a
big
mega.
payday.
And the
That was
reason,
announcers got mad
Yeah.
off of that. Like, I've been here for so long.
but the thing about it is, he was
What's his
literally
name?
calling out plays before they were ran.
Because he knew. Now that to truth,
Okay.
to a big. I'm not gonna say that you're not a sports fan, but to somebody who's interested to that part of the game, watching the plays, I'm watching Tony. Yo, watch this. My man 42, he will go right there. And sure enough, be like, yo, I'm betting what Tony says because he knows them.
He got a
Like
big
anybody else,
raise
yeah.
over that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Frank, he just came off the field, kind of. But at the end of the
so
day,
he
he's a
gave him
quarterback,
2
and he is kind of charismatic. But the fact that no other announcer was able to design it, like he's looking at the play, so like one of the plays, especially against the Jets. He said plays like this is usually when they give it to Dak Prescott. And sure enough, guess what they did? Give it to Dak Prescott. And it wasn't just that game. The games throughout the season he was calling out. So he got $16 million for that. Per
Okay.
year.
And that's low.
Yeah. Oh, that's low.
That's low, but high for coming
For an
into.
announcer.
for me.
Well,
So, how do we feel about the players, putting the names of fallen, people?
Well, see, the thing about it is what kills me about people. And I always tell people, like, for instance, if you hold the door open for someone and they don't say thank you, do you get mad? And if you did get mad, then you didn't hold the door open because it was the right thing to do. You held the door open because you wanted gratification. So at the end of the day, every individual is different. If that particular person who's getting paid money wants to put that person's name on their helmet and you don't like it, okay, don't root for the player, root against the player. But at the end of the day, we all decide what we like and don't like.
Okay. How do you feel about the Black National Anthem?
I don't like it.
why don't you like it?
I don't like it just because. All right, so here's the thing. You're doing it because of all the things that are going on now, which is why I applauded the Kansas City Chiefs walking off the field.
Because you're doing too much.
Because it was like, okay, you weren't doing this back then. You're doing it now because of the issues and problems. And it's not like it's a good thing to take a step forward, but again,
So not to cut off you, not to cut you off. So they're doing it for the NFL so they can keep their advertisement rights. so they can get less headaches when they go to sell and to think propaganda to everywhere else in the world.
Okay, so they can use it for propaganda.
But think
for
about
the
it.
Non-football fans.
Well, no,
That I'm going to be watching. What month are we in? September. That we'll be watching in the next 4 months for the Super Bowl. Because when the Super Bowl comes around, people who don't even know what a football looks like sit their ass down.
Yeah, they watch and they wait. So it's a big
Yes,
football.
but it's for entertainment. I don't want to be reminded of all the
need-
people that have been killed by police and all this other stuff. Because I personally, when I'm
And
watching
you
the
won't.
Super Bowl, care about the Super Bowl.
And you won't.
Care about the commercials. Care
All right,
about
that's
who's
different.
performing.
Well, no,
and
no, I
critiquing
understand
the
that.
But let me
performance.
tell you, you won't, and that's why they jumped on Beyonce when she looked too militant. That's why they
Well, she
jumped
put her
on.
fist up, but they
You know,
didn't
we
say
jumped
nothing to
on Jennifer Lopez when they had the fake cages.
They didn't say nothing
They
about
tried
her.
Right,
to
because
keep
it's
that
becoming
down.
too political.
But they try to take all that stuff away, and when you only see it in a halftime show, but they're going to get rid of that. They're appeasing these people now.
Why
so
are
they
you
get ready
appeasing
for the
them in
next
the first
4
place?
months.
Because the
Who
NFL
cares?
is
They need the money.
99.99999% black.
Yep, they need the
and
money.
what you don't want to do is you don't want the NFL player said, you know what, we don't want to play for these crackers anymore.
They wasn't when Colin Kaepernick knelt and he was losing his job. They were still playing, so
Yeah.
they need the NFL. Okay,
Not-
Clearly.
All right, so here's
Especially the ones that are not making those millions.
well,
they
and
need
right,
to play
but
to
here's
get
the
a
thing
paycheck.
for this: the players can come together themselves, and I'm not sure the NFL contract how that goes, but the players can put together some exhibition, wink, wink games, and do some kind of like NBA, like the NBA do, where they draft a whole bunch of players, like 2 players pick all the teams or whatever, and you just create like a fantasy team and go around state to state and start playing exhibition games. They could get paid out the yin yang for it.
We all forget about that little XFL that they just resurfaced.
Yeah, it was doing
That homie just
doing really well
really
before
well.
the pandemic.
You talking about, and you got megastar names behind it now.
Yeah.
They're going to get outside capital. Don't
Well,
worry
not
about it.
just
Now,
that.
now it's a competing cause.
It was good for the NFL also because you have a good opportunity to see talent
right.
run in an offensive NFL system. So for players who went overseas or didn't make it in the combine, but they made it in, like, there's so many undrafted players that go on to have great careers or get into the Hall of Fame. And this XFL gives them a great opportunity to see that talent.
Yeah, but now that it's run by big names, they're going to make it. They're going to try to make it a contender within the next 12 years.
Oh, yeah.
12 years. It's nothing's
Well,
overnight.
people remember the
But it's
NFL.
like, why do we hate the big 3? Or why do they hate the big 3?
I
The
don't
big
hate
3's
anybody.
pulling
I
away.
just asked a
But the
question.
NFL just has a.
No, not even hate them, but
No, I'm saying NFL
can't have two competing.
just formed not too long ago. Because remember, it was the AFL and the
Oh, yeah,
CFL.
Yeah.
So, like you said, the combiners. Sunday, I'm
I'm
ready.
I don't need to be pro-black, anti-black. I just want to see football. I really don't care about all the social programmings and
So
all that other stuff because it's just football.
Can I ask a quick question then? Can we get rid of everything completely? We don't need
Absolutely.
no Star Spangled Banner. We don't need no American stuff. We don't need the Army stuff. Get your ass out there.
Well,
play
they
the
just
game.
started at
I wanna see you
9/11.
out knockheads.
Before, they didn't do that. All the players,
remember.
when they did
I
all
remember. I'm old
yeah,
enough to remember that.
When they did all
Right.
the, Star Spangled, all the players were still eating chicken fingers and chicken nuggets and pasta.
I mean, you're
and it
talking-
wasn't until
You see what
You're
I'm
talking
with
about
you.
the Star Spangled Banner, but you gotta. I think what we all forget is that we live in the United States. This is the national anthem for the United States. If you go to other countries, you're gonna sing their national anthem.
But if
Right.
you don't want anything, don't have anything. You get what I'm saying?
Is I don't want nothing social because it's for entertainment purposes only. I don't think that it needs to be combined with all these other things that are going on because again people are watching as an escape, not to be reminded when you come home after a long day, all you want is your beer and to watch the game. You don't care about nothing else, not even your wife. You'll probably throw her some money and say go shopping, leave me alone. You just want to watch your game. When it's playoff season, you want to enjoy that time with your friends and watch the game and argue. You want to get mad because homeboy Kaepernick didn't put enough points. If y'all don't remember when he was playing, he wasn't putting points on that fantasy because I had him. I couldn't get rid of him. Okay? If you really want to take it back because y'all worried about Colin Kaepernick, Colin was not putting up points back in the day on fantasy.
You're talking
because nobody wanted him, and I thought I had a good player.
You're talking,
hell no.
But you're talking about sports politics and the politics of why should I bust my ass to hurt myself so you can get something compared to world social politics.
You should have called me.
What's homie from over here? The Spanish dude, Victor Cruz.
Victor Cruz, yeah.
Homie never put his best forward. After high school and a little bit of college, he never put himself forward. But I'm telling you, and Beckham too. There's no point in killing your body or going out and ending up the old folks like OJ and them. I'm part crazy, and they think CTE ain't real after people done smashed my head at 55 miles per hour at 357 pounds. When we know a 5-mile car accident will fucking do damage to your body.
Right. You
get what I'm saying? Like, so why do that? I make more money off the field. I get to the platform. So now how many players don't play hard? It was a question that Frank had. He was like, he said about soccer. They don't play as hard as they did back in the 80s. Look at basketball. Watching any game compared to a game back in the 80s, they don't go as hard. You know what I mean? Why? I'm going to get him this platform. Finances. I'm going to get a couple extra million. Yeah. And Nike going to sponsor me. And I'm going to say I broke my pinky and get my 3/4 of my contract. Good day.
Okay, since you're talking about football, I'm watching All American on Netflix.
Okay.
That CW show. I finished season 1. And it wasn't bad.
No,
I knew Spencer wasn't Billy's son.
That's not what you said a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, you didn't say that.
You said it a couple of weeks ago. Yeah,
I'm just saying.
What I said?
Maybe I missed something that one day.
He's like, he gotta be the father. Season 1 is good.
It was early on. So as I was watching, because he had a secret, and as I was watching, I was like, no, he can't be the father because it just didn't align with how Billy was acting with his family. I was like, why would you move your son into the house? That's like a big risk. Then it turns out that, of course, it's not his son, but then the secret was that his mother and Billy had an affair, which drove their father away. My issue is that just because your mother had an affair with her ex-boyfriend doesn't mean that your father still couldn't have been a father. You see what I'm saying? He could have divorced her and still been a father.
Yeah.
So that was on your dad. That wasn't on your mom, and that wasn't on Billy. Now, Billy didn't have to tell his family that he cheated. He could have kept his mouth shut. Okay? But it happened so long ago that I'm having a hard time understanding everybody's, feelings at this point.
You on season 1, that's why.
Because my whole thing is the wife is upset, and I'm like, but he's with you. I mean, okay, so he had an affair. That was it. It happened so long ago. Girl, why? You sleep with him every night. Okay, it was a mistake. It's done. It's over. And then she's like, oh, you moved to her son into her house. He saved his ass, okay, because she pleaded with him. She needed help. They messed up. They kind of caused this. And so he was doing what he was supposed to do. Okay?
That's good, E.
Now, the twins, their hatred towards their father makes no sense to me. Because y'all are kids messing with grown folks' business. Your father's still your father, okay? It was one time, all right? Yeah. But towards the end of season 1, Spencer's father went to his mother and basically alluded that the young boy, Dylan? No. What's his name? I think it's Dylan.
Yeah, you said it right.
Yeah. May not be his son. And I'm thinking, please, Lord, don't let that be true, because that's gonna hurt everything. Especially if she kept that to herself and she knows that was Billy's son. But then again, it would really hurt if Billy knew, because I'm thinking to myself, you got all this money, you gonna let your son live like this in Crenshaw? You not throwing money that way? You see what I'm saying? That's why I figured he wasn't Spencer's father, because why would you have all this money and not throw some to help out Spencer?
Well, she kept it from him.
Well, that was the whole thing. That he allegedly didn't know until later.
Okay, but then what tickled me was how Billy went back to his dad's house. Since he don't get along with his dad. So I'm like, okay, so now you got to run to your dad.
Yeah.
The same dad that didn't like the fact that you married a white girl.
Yeah.
But all in all, it was a good season, and I'm eager to watch season 2.
You can stop there.
Huh?
Yeah, I
can
heard
stop
the second
there.
one wasn't really. I didn't even jump into 2 yet, but I heard it. Yeah,
I'm gonna watch it because I'm already on that. You know, I want to know what happens.
Trying to save you. Season 2 is like a Keisha Cole song.
You know
Same
what? Don't
thing.
do that because Keisha
Over-
has some good tracks.
I didn't say she got same
Now,
tracks, but it's the
she's-
same thing over and over again. Heartbreak.
Yeah, well, it's real life pain. I mean, we all got heartbreak. If she wants to battle Ashanti doesn't want to do it.
Stop.
But then,
I wouldn't.
Stop.
I wouldn't either.
Look,
Ashanti
give
eating
me
too much
Patty
money right
and
now.
What's her name? And I'm
we
good.
gonna talk. Okay, we'll talk about that right now. Who you got
It's
for
up to you.
verses with Patty and Gladys?
I think Patty gonna mop her. I know Gladys got hits. Don't get it wrong. She can go back. But I think
mean-
Patty gonna mop her.
I mean, do you think they're just gonna play the tracks, or do you think
They
that
gonna
these
sing.
two legends will actually have their mics in front of them
They gonna
and
sing.
just start belting out stuff?
But
because
these are older school
gonna
artists
sing.
here. They want you to know they can sing.
I'm gonna let it be known. I'm not watching this shit on Instagram. I'm gonna have to go to Apple to watch it because I need that better audio quality.
Yeah.
Because they gonna sing. They gonna sing.
that's
Yeah.
if they do.
No, they gonna sing. That's
Well, I mean, like I
they
said,
gonna
Give
sing.
out
these-
secrets too.
These are two. These are two again, older quality singers who actually can sing. Because back in the days, if you compare back in the day singers to today's singers, it's fun because
Let's
you
just all
actually had
over.
to sing to get in the studio back in the day. It wasn't no
Hello, come on, say it
playing
again,
with your
Truth.
voice and all kinds of other
Say
stuff.
it again, truth for the love
But
of hip hop folks. You
The
have
only
to what?
thing I think would take this to the next level, because when you said when I'm reading your format and I'm seeing Patti LaBelle and Gladys Knight, and the only thing keep going to my mind is, and we're gonna see the Pips, and we're gonna see Lady Lamar.
They're gonna jump. They're
know
gonna
what I'm
have
saying?
They
like-
have to.
They're gonna have to.
If anyone should ever write my life story, once we get to that, it's all over.
So I think
I'ma
if
be
they
honest.
bring it out like that, it'd be
I'ma-
the biggest one.
I don't even know how you cannot play the entire track or just because you be up in your feelings.
No, I'm gonna be honest. I think they may do what Homie tried to do and failed. When he was going against Babyface, I think they may have a band. I think they may have a band.
I see it, man.
I think
see
they
it.
may have because they got it on lock.
to
now.
Teddy
Everybody in the
Riley,
same
Teddy
room.
Riley, yeah.
I think they
If
may
it's
have
gonna
a
be at
band.
the Tyler Perry Studios, so you gotta come.
No, they're doing it somewhere in Philly, somewhere
Oh,
over
Philly,
in
okay.
Philly. So they're somewhere in Philly. They already got
Wow.
it. It's gonna be live on Monday night. But you know they're gonna go. I mean, it's gonna be
Wait,
good.
hold on.
They
Live
gonna go.
when?
Monday night.
Oh,
Monday,
forget
8
it.
o'clock.
Sunday.
Not this Monday.
No, Monday, 8 o'clock.
I
They
thought
said
it was
Monday.
Sunday.
They better not do it Monday.
Let me double check that.
Yeah,
That-
double
that-
check that. It's supposed to be Sunday tomorrow.
This
so
Monday
it's
night is a
Monday.
doubleheader of football. It should be the wrong night to do that. Everybody craving for some sports. That would be asking for it.
Well, they're trying to get more people, to watch it. They're trying to cater to the older crowd. But
Well, I mean,
again, now that they've satisfied us with the OGs, who are you prepared to see for the pop verses?
Well, I
We should
mean,
be the first ones to go.
Did we do this? I thought you know I'm in here to see.
I mean,
if NSYNC ain't coming back,
I was about to
no,
say,
Justin,
if you play this,
Justin versus Usher.
I would say no. It's too different. You would just sit there if you're gonna have Justin Timberlake go against anyway. It better be against John B.
Oh, Sunday at 8. Excuse me, tomorrow 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
Thank
then it's
you.
a wrap. No one's
And
gonna watch.
It can't be John B. John B doesn't have that
Well,
many
you have two
hits.
white guys that have black voices. The only way you can really
No,
get it over.
you
But
can't do it that way.
if you're really gonna do it, if Versus is really gonna do this.
Look at
What is
damn,
wrong
they got
with
the
you?
old
You
picture
can
of
get
Pat-
you can
Patty.
get Bad Boys against NSYNC, and not Bad Boy, NSYNC against the Backstreet Boys.
If you're gonna
You would
do it,
you would
then
crash.
You
The
should
internet
get
would
them.
crash.
I can do
Then
that.
you should do a boy challenge, and that actually could break the internet.
That
I
would
can do
break
that.
the internet.
That'll blow.
And what you would
That'll blow.
obviously you would have
I think
to
that's coming, yo. If they
you would
can
have
get-
to offer certain individuals more money, but I say like to
to
have
sit
this
there
happen.
and play your music.
Well,
because
because these
Yeah.
guys ain't the greatest of friends anymore.
Yeah, they're
You
gonna
know.
have to
First,
pay.
time out. Why they got pay them to sit there and play a track? You could just get a DJ to do that and go DJ for
From
DJ.
a business standpoint, you would cut your profit extra 2 or 3 mil to make that 20 mil. From a profit stand, because like I said, who wouldn't? I'm straight hood,
How about
and
a
I'll
Britney
still
versus
line up to
Christina?
see that.
Because Britney, I don't think is all there mentally.
Don't
Britney
matter.
against who?
She getting better. Britney versus Christina. I can
Yeah,
watch
that was
You
the-
see her Instagram. No,
that was
she's not.
a all-
She's doing some weird things.
Leave
That was
girl
an
be.
old time
Yo.
listening.
She can sit there and sing.
What is she going to do? She's not the best singer. You cannot put Britney.
didn't say she was,
Well,
but
then
she
she
had
can't
hits.
sing. She's gonna have to
She
play
had
her
hits.
tracks.
She had hits.
She had
But
hits,
at the same time, Christina.
you would
can
have to
the
put
inflections
Christina
and she would've
Aguilera
won.
against Pink.
Who?
No,
Pink has a good voice.
Christina
Aguilera
Aguilera
against Pink.
She would mop her.
I'm saying I'm talking about hits. If you're talking about, so you gotta remember, you're talking about overall singing. Not
Yeah,
many,
we're talking
not
about
many of them.
hits versus hits.
If we're just talking about hits, Pink got a lot of hits. Even though I can't stand her.
No, because
Pink
she's
has a lot of
political
hits.
too. That's the problem. Like she started off trying to be black, and then she went to the white side.
Well, no,
and then
that's
she
the
became
thing.
Political.
See, that's why I don't like her. She was forced to do it. So if you do if you go back and like do the whole story about it, she was forced to do it.
I mean, she had that
She
deal
was
with the
part of the-
president
she was
when
part
she was
of the
talking
group.
about Bush.
She was
and how
part
her
of the
father
group,
was
and it
a-
didn't work out. Or you could do Pink against the what was the girl that was in that group? Enough.
Enough.
The white girl who's dating the Texas guy now.
What group enough?
I was just
The
about
white
to say.
girl with the blonde hair. The white girl with the blonde hair.
Nigga,
What's
that's
that
the
group
million
enough?
I'm sorry. She's dating the
What's the
guy
white girl
from.
with the blonde hair?
She's
That's
dating
like
the guy
all-
from The Voice, the West Tennessee guy.
Gwen Stefani?
Gwen Stefani against Pink.
Oh, no doubt, homie.
No doubt. Sorry. I said it. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was like I was like, who?
That is so disrespectful.
My bad.
Whoa.
My
That's
bad.
so disrespectful.
Whoa. Damn.
But like I said, if we're talking about overall singing, like who?
We're not. We're talking about hits.
Then you would
So-
talk about Christina and Beyonce.
No,
That you could
time
do.
out. Come on, Fighter. Stripped. That whole album was banging.
She can't compete with Beyonce hit to hit.
But no, she can't compete with Beyonce
Hit
hit
to
to
hit.
hit. But who could go up against Avril Lavigne now? Real quick. All she got to do is
I
go
would
drop
throw.
Skater Boy.
I would throw maybe Christina, but there's different genre
No.
maybe.
You would have to put another
different
singer-songwriter,
genre.
and that's
No.
Sia.
I know who can go. Nope, not even see her. Who was the white girl that sung with B.O.B.? She was in the pop. She did the rock, but she did the pop thing too.
Oh, the girl from
I
Black
believe
Eyed
that
Peas?
airplanes and
Fergie.
Nope, it
That's
was
not
a different one. Not
Fergalicious.
Fergie.
You don't know your white people.
It was
I'm
a
sorry,
redhead
no.
chick who sung it before they put the
Oh.
black
I'm
girls
talking
on.
about, but
You know what I'm
yeah.
talking about? She wrote
Yes.
a lot of hits for black folks. Oh man, yeah. I forgot what thing. I remember her face is right there. She can go against Avril. Maybe take her out.
That's true.
She could probably take out. She
She
could take
got
out
some
Skater
hits.
Boy.
She got some hits.
She could take out Skater Boy.
She definitely got some hits.
Take out Skater Boy.
Damn
That's
right.
So bad.
Take
Yeah, but
her
Alright.
out.
if you're gonna do a pop, you gotta do Backstreet Boys and
Yeah.
sing. Pay
That
them
one
whatever.
will rock.
Pay them whatever. I don't care if you have to have them at different locations. You know,
I think that's
put it
next.
together.
What are you talking about? Backstreet Boys are still together.
NSYNC is the ones that are.
NSYNC is gonna cost you to come. You got to pay for
You
Justin.
cannot. I cannot. Why would you pay
You gotta
if
pay
they're
for
not
Justin.
performing?
Well, I'm saying
They
if-
don't
are
need is
perform-
Justin.
An
Screw the
appearance.
rest.
They get an appearance fee. You need, no,
I'm
you don't
saying
need
because
Justin.
those
For the- for
contracts
the
were
group,
still
I
where
don't know.
the
No,
group
I don't even know
still.
if you're gonna play a track. What are you gonna need? Jessica.
I'm not gonna pay you if you're not gonna show up.
Why do
So
you
if
need
I
them to show
perform
up?
your, if I perform your song, the way those contracts were done back then, they still get paid. Just like you remember when David Chappelle did the block party,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And he had Lauryn Hill, but Columbia wouldn't release her songs,
Oh.
so he got the Fugees.
Okay, time out. Who gonna go up against the Temptations?
Anybody, to be
I mean,
honest.
anybody.
Earth, Wind, and Fire?
Exactly.
Well,
Now
there
they'll
you
destroy
go.
them.
They
Versus,
gonna
you're
go that far.
welcome.
They'll
They ain't gonna go
destroy
that far
them.
back.
Yeah.
This one is here.
What you mean? They
They're
still
not gonna
relevant?
go
Was-
that far back.
Y'all are music haters. Anyway, so on Thursday night, I had the pleasure of sitting at my sitting in my living room. I had the big screen. I turned on to WeTV. Shout out to WeTV for giving us Bridezillas, who we all love, and Love
No.
After Lockup.
No.
Love that show. It is a guilty pleasure. We got some messed up people, but at least they found love. I can't knock them. They found love, even if it's after lockup. But I also got to see Tamar Braxton's Get Your Life. And my mom watched it with me. So we were confused. And rightfully so. So basically, Tamar is on a search to dig deeper and rebuild herself. So she didn't hire. WeTV hired Mona Scott Young
Okay.
to be the executive producer,
Okay.
which I thought was kind of weird. I don't recall Tamar having a relationship with her like that, but apparently Tamar went along with it. So it starts off with those two talking and basically Mona telling Tamar to, trust the process and get out of her own way. It was stupid. And then Tamar hired a dream expert. So it's a person who analyzes your dreams. And I started thinking, when's the last time I had a dream? Because I don't dream anymore. That's probably one of my tweets. I don't dream anymore. But so this white lady follows her around. And I guess I thought it was weird. But I guess she was doing it just to see her day-to-day activities, to get to, see what she does every day. Yeah. But she has to commit to 45 days of no drinking, no partying, and no sex. Okay. Because she wants her to really be in the process of figuring out what her dreams mean. Well, at the end of the day, she did have a breakthrough, Tamar, and she had a dream and basically realized that, the people in her dream were trying to help her. She's always not willing to accept help from other people, whatever. Who cares? So let's go backwards. So she's with her boyfriend, David. They had a party at the house for the cast and crew of Get Your Life or whatever. And you see Logan, you see Miracle the dog. Tamar wants to get back into the studio. She wants to write her own music. So she was in the studio with a producer. He came with the beats. Mm-hmm. She had nothing. She basically talked about how she can't sing in front of people, some stupid stuff. And she said it was stupid on her part, but that's how she is. She's shy in that way, I guess. And the whole time she was there, I felt like, don't you have to pay studio time? Because I feel like you wasted his time. Like, you didn't come prepared. You said you want to write your own music. He came with a beat. You don't have nothing. Like, he was being polite. But again, I thought you paid for studio time. Isn't studio time precious? Yeah. Isn't studio time expensive? And he got other things to do, but you wasted his time like that. Then he said something that she didn't like, and she running around in circles. I'm like, this chick is crazy. Then he took it up one step and went to her house, brought his stuff with him, his equipment, had the beats, and wrote the song. All she needs to do was bring her voice. I'm saying, so what producer do you know is going to come to your house to help you? Right. And here you acting a fool because you can't sing because you got laryngitis. And I'm thinking to myself, you didn't bother to tell him that you had no voice before he got there? I was
just about to say.
Again, you wasted his time. So then she started singing. She was singing very low and light. And then he was like, well, you can sing up. And she was like, she ain't got a voice. I'm like, but you couldn't tell him that? So I'm confused about this show. Because remember, she attempted alleged suicide, right, which we all know was fake because she wanted to get out of her contract with WeTV because she didn't like how they portrayed her. But at the same time, Tamar, you got a lot of issues, girl. Because now your boyfriend or ex-boyfriend filed a restraining order against you because you attacked him in his Rolls Royce. So her boyfriend, David, went on Instagram Live. Mm-hmm. I watched it.
Good stuff?
No, he was talking about what happens to your money when you get a divorce or when you separate from a lifelong partner and what you should do with your money. So he was trying to give financial advice. Then he talked about his relationship with Tamar and what happened. Yeah. So they were driving and she attacked him. He called his mother. And because he was scared, he didn't know what to do. And then he had like about $30,000 worth of damages. Now, Jason Lee from Hollywood Unlocked texted Tamar, because he's got her number like that, and asked her what happened. And she says she only attacked him because he grabbed her. And then showed a picture of her bruise. And I'm like, this is messy. First of all, I begged Tamar to stay off of social media. I begged her to really just get the help that she needs. That help is not with David. Because in theory, she's never been alone. You were with Vince. You didn't like being with Vince no more, so you found your way out of that marriage. But then before you got divorced, you hooked up with David. And after a month and a half of being with David, you was already sleeping with him. You let him sleep in your bed with your son. You had already developed this relationship. Then you got a divorce from Vince. Because remember, even when she separated from Vince, they weren't still done with each other because he was also still managing her.
Right.
Nobody paid attention to that. Then now you got a divorce. Now you're with David full time. Then you go off of social media because you done shaved your head and did all this extra stuff. People are like, oh, David is all about the limelight. Excuse me. David was on, what was it? The Braxton Family Values, their last season. Nobody remembers? Because Tamar introduced him to the family. David was the one that kind of kept Tamar in check. Because Tamar would be outrageous like she always is. And he would question her. Like, why are you doing that? Like, that's your family. Like, he didn't understand why certain things were going down. Right. So then he inserted himself into a conversation he shouldn't have. And then him and Tracy kind of had it out a little bit because Tracy felt offended. She didn't understand why Tamar's boyfriend was getting into their business.
Fair enough.
Especially since her husband never really got into their business. But I think for David was more like, I want to help Tamar because I love Tamar, but I don't want to see y'all fighting the way y'all fight. He said during his life that he loves her. Like, he fought hard. He did everything for her, which led me to believe that he was willing to go along with whatever she needed to do what she needed. So that's why I said that whole, she would try to take herself out, that was staged, clearly. Because when she came to, supposedly, the first thing she did was get on social media. Okay? So I don't know what person's worried about that. If you try to take your life, aren't you more worried about your kid? But conveniently, your kid wasn't even present. So, I mean, come on.
That's a shame.
But, yeah, so she said that he has a big ego. And she realized that, he wasn't about her. So she pulled the cameras out of his car or the stereo or something out of his Rolls Royce. And then I'm thinking to myself, well, why would you vandalize his property? Like, here's the thing. So on top of you not having any money, you faking this mental illness. No, she's got a mental illness. She faked killing herself. And then you sat there and supported David against all the haters. And even, defended him against your own family, saying that he was there when your family wasn't even there. So now you're adding vandalism to the charges against you. I mean, you're saying that because he grabbed your arm. So pulling out the stereo out of his car was going to do what? Like, all you did was cause damages. And then he filed a report, so that's going to be a part of the report.
Yes.
Which means if you don't have any money now, because I'm pretty sure you probably spent your WeTV money, you are going to have to pay for those damages. Because, again, you're the one who said David is your world. He's your everything. You're the one who said you wanted to marry him and have more kids. That was all you. That wasn't David. That was you. So I'm still confused as to what is going on here with this show. It's only 6 episodes, thank God.
So, really quick. So this is a new show. This is not even a continuation of her show.
You know what?
Because now you said what's the name is the...
she had a deal with WeTV.
Yeah.
She owed them some
episodes.
episodes.
And she owed them because Tamar and Vince, they're no more.
Right.
But I feel like Tamar and Vince still could have taped their show, but showing what divorce looks like. To fulfill the contractual agreement. But you can't do that if you already left your husband and you still married and you're sleeping with somebody else. Yeah. Because that's messy.
I mean, they could have did what Martin did back in the days by having Gina and Martin in the scene, but not at the same time. They would have been able to get away with that.
Yeah, but then if it was Vince that was contracted to that show, why would I want to show my life? I'm not gaining nothing from it for.
Well, I mean, as far as you're still obligated to those episodes.
He's still.
So you could be at Buffalo Wild Wings and meeting somebody, anything just to film something.
He's still the father. He still drops off and picks up Logan.
I mean, yeah, it's not that he's not gonna be in his child's life, but he don't want to be in the camera.
And that's something that David has an issue with, but we'll see that later on. And people were talking about, why he's being all possessive, but I think it's also a cultural thing because David is African and their culture is different. Like this dream lady, he called her a witch. He didn't believe in it because he's a Christian. And people are upset about that. And it's like, but you don't understand his culture. So to him, and I think they talk about that on the show. So it's very easy to understand why he feels the way that he does.
Fair enough. Yeah.
She's a Christian too. Technically, she shouldn't believe in it. I don't know why she's laying on the floor talking about dreams. But here's the one thing I do know. That dream lady did say to her, you have a problem with people helping you. Because I'm trying to help you, and you're just not even receiving it.
I got you.
And so it's like, yeah, but there are other issues. Like, where are all your friends, Tamar? Because you're around the same group of gay guys, and it seems like there are more gay guys. Whatever happened with you in April? Like, that was your ride or die, and then all of a sudden she disappeared. So, like, if you're losing friends, that's probably on you. Then you have all these guys at your house, but you have a son, and then you talk about the nanny. And I'm thinking, you got money for a nanny still, but what do you do for income that warrants you to still have a nanny? No, everybody know.
Well, you have a lot of people that don't want to. They don't want to watch their kids.
Yeah.
They don't want to watch, and it's sad because you have a lot of other women growing up think that all they gotta do is have kids and everything else take care of itself. Or I have to be with someone that has this type of finances to where I don't have to worry about what's the word I'm looking for? I don't have to worry about taking care of my own freaking kids.
Is David giving alimony?
Vince?
I'm sorry, Vince. Excuse me.
Vince, I know, was having money troubles himself.
But
we
not
don't
like
know.
her, though.
Huh?
He not allegedly like her, right?
I have no idea, which is why
Okay.
they should have continued Tamar and Vince so we could have seen what was going on.
Oh, nah. And
then they could have been making money from WeTV to pay off their bills.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Where is Cory Booker? Do you know?
He just did an interview.
Oh, from where?
Channel 5. The New York Channel 5.
From where?
Okay. What do you mean? Some place in New Jersey. That's all he said.
Because he's not at his office.
Oh,
So
I don't know where.
his opponent, Rick Mehta, a couple weeks ago, went to Senator Cory Booker's office in Newark, New Jersey, to talk to him, and he wasn't present. In fact, the people there say he hasn't been there in a long time. So, Senator Cory Booker, where are you exactly? Because you're not in Newark.
Quarantine.
You funny. No, sir, where are you? Because he wants to debate you. And I believe on Channel 5 or Channel 12, you did mention that you would debate him. But are you really going to debate him, sir? I mean, we have all these issues going on, and you're MIA. Is it because you're in love, sir? Did we nominate you, or did we vote for you to go to the Senate for you to fall in love and boast about being happy and in love just for you to say you're going to run for president and speak in bad Spanish and then all of a sudden disappear from the face of the earth and talk about moving your girlfriend from Hollywood to Newark? Sir, even in the Karate Kid, they went from Newark to L.A. Ain't nobody going from L.A. to Newark, sir. Where y'all staying at? On the outskirts?
Let me shoot him bail. He may be in his D.C. office. You gotta be
you're in your
keeping it real.
DC office, so that means you don't even have time to come to Newark?
Oh, no, he's handling New Jersey stuff down there. He's trying to get us more funds. Let him do what he gotta do.
Is that what you're doing, sir?
Let me shoot
More
him
funds for
bail.
who, sir?
For the great state of New Jersey.
Oh, is that what you're doing, sir? Okay.
I gotta shoot him bail.
Anyway, so the Republican opponent, his name is Rick Mehta. He's Indian.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck, Rick. I hope you do get, that one-on-one time with Senator Cory Booker. But, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to point something out. I like the fact that we get to see Rick walking the streets and Rick is in people's faces. He visited Atlas Gym in Belmar. Senator Booker, did you go to Atlas Gym in Belmar to talk to them and see what was going on? Because they're being fined and sued and... did you approach them and ask them, hey, how can I help? Like, what's going on? Why are we not following the rules? Like, did you ask or you didn't care? Anyway, Rick was there, and he met with the owners, and he had a conversation with them and tried to get an understanding of what was going on. And he's really trying to fight for the small businesses that have been impacted by COVID-19. So, here you have one person who's probably all about that celebrity life because... when you become a senator and you're in the spotlight and celebrities are after you, you forget about your constituents. Here you have Rick, who's a family man, a wife and 3 kids, and he's out here grinding. He grinding, talking to the small business owners, trying to figure out where he could help. So y'all might want to go to the website, look up Rick Meta. It's Rick for NJ, RIKFORNJ.com, and really get an understanding of who this guy is that's running against Cory Booker. Because here in Jersey, we may vote for Cory Booker just because he's Cory Booker, but I think we need to stop voting for people just because of their names. I think we need to start voting for people that are going to help and change and make lives for the better. A lot of small business owners have suffered greatly and are still suffering. However, we're looking for change. Rick might be the person for that change. Speaking of change, Juneteenth is now known as a holiday in New Jersey. Your Governor Murphy has signed it into law that it's a holiday. So we'll get that day off. The first Juneteenth, 6/19/2021 falls on a Saturday.
Do you actually want the day off though? I want that over. I want that double, triple time.
Are we treating it as Independence Day and having
well, you get it.
spectacular?
Yeah,
get it.
I don't want the day off. I would rather work on that days. I mean, I'll take the extra money, yeah. But if you work on that day, it's like triple time.
For those that have to be open, they should be getting their holiday pay. It's gonna be a holiday.
Nice.
For those that get the day off, I think it would be a nice, extra day off.
So it's going to fall on a Monday or the Friday?
That's a good question. It should probably fall on a Monday, so it's going to be a 3-day weekend.
Usually, if it's Saturday, it might fall on Monday. It may push it on Monday.
And that should open up other businesses to have like a Juneteenth celebration and, people to have fun or whatever. Kids won't have to go to school.
So is this exploitation?
Of what?
Black folks?
Culture? Because it's like you weren't. We've been celebrating Juneteenth for a long time. You're only doing it now because people are making it a thing. Because we got all these issues with black folks and social justice, and so I don't even know if people really mean it. I mean, Governor Murphy was on Instagram Live with SZA.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, hey, listen, we need like 7 more, just like the Jews guy, and then we'll call it even.
I don't even know what to say, man.
Yeah, that's okay.
I don't even know what to say. It's like at this point.
Last Sunday, I went to the gym.
Welcome back.
Okay, so I walk in with my mask on.
Mm-hmm.
They have the markings where you're supposed to stand, so I was waiting. And there's a guy there. You scan in, he sees your name, he takes your temperature, and he writes on a paper, and asks you 2 questions. Have you been around somebody with COVID? Have you experienced? Then you can go ahead. Machines are blocked off. Everybody's apart.
Mm-hmm.
I was wearing a mask. You're supposed to wear a mask. You have people walking around with their mask under their nose because that's how they wear their mask. You have people with no mask. You have people who don't wipe down machines. That's just supposed to wipe down machines. My experience was kind of weird because I spent more time watching how people moved, and it bothered me because I'm probably a person who follows the rules. So it irritates me when other people don't, and then I question, are we supposed to or are we not? Because I don't even know what the rules are anymore. Now you're supposed to wipe down the machines. I got one person who keeps bouncing from machine to machine, don't wipe down nothing. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, so now I got to remind myself every time I come in here, wipe down the machine first, then use it and wipe it down after because nobody's really doing it except for a couple of people. Then you have the ones that are using the weights and they got to do their sets, and then when their sets are complete, they got to get up and walk around. It's like, I ain't got time for you to do all that. I need for you to do all your sets, complete sets, get up and move. Because you walking around, come on, I might want to use it too, and it's not that much open. Then you have the old heads who think they know what they're doing. Like this one guy, he was just singing out loud.
Okay.
A lot. And he got on, what's it called when your legs and they go out like this?
That's not for men, but go ahead.
Well, he was on.
Men, you use it, dude.
No, I ain't never seen no
can use
man.
it. Yeah.
But he wasn't
Toot
sitting.
his butt up in the
He
air.
was in a squat position
Yes.
doing it.
Yeah,
Yes.
And
his
he
butt
was doing
tooted
it
up
to
in the
beat
air.
music that he was singing to, right? And I didn't know if he was just doing that for show, because I felt funny watching him. And then I was like, that's the machine that I need. But he was doing too much. So I was forced to use the other machine that doesn't do this, but
The one that goes out.
that goes
so
the
The
other
other
way.
way.
Yes.
And then I'm waiting for him, and then he gets up and leaves. Again, he doesn't wipe down the machine. So I'm like, but I thought that was part of the rules. Like, am I the only one that read the rules?
Did you wipe down your machine? Wait, so you went to the gym before COVID, right?
Yes.
So did you do your same thing? So you wipe, use the machine, wipe, leave.
Yeah, because I thought
So-
I thought that's what you were supposed to do.
But you never paid attention to how many people never did that?
No. You know what? I never
got you.
did
I
until
got you.
now that
Right.
there's only like a handful of people there. And because there aren't a lot of machines open,
Yeah.
now I'm forced to watch because I'm waiting for you to get off.
Yeah.
And then now I'm like, I don't even want to touch the machine. Then there are these girls. So one girl, I'm a big girl. I wear clothes that fit me,
Mm-hmm.
comfortable. She wants the world to see what she got.
Okay.
But there's something flattering about what she's got on.
I believe it.
And I'm like, but nobody told you not to? And then she's taking it slow and steady. So I'm like, okay, so she's here to catch a boyfriend. She's not here to work out. But you're on a machine that somebody needs. Like, I need you to move. So I'm saying, go to the gym with a purpose. If your purpose is to work out, then I need for you to be focused and work out. I don't need you on your cell phone, because I had a couple people who sat down and they're on their cell phones. And I'm like, but we don't have that many machines open to us. So you on your cell phone serves me no purpose, because you're on a machine that I need, and I can't get on because I gotta wait for you.
Are you guys still doing time limits? Did they do time limits by
No.
you? So okay, so you don't have a time limit.
No.
You had a time limit by you, right, Truth?
No.
You didn't either. Okay.
Well, one that they say about
Some of them, the big
my
ones, they do
location
like an
is
hour.
back is I did the whole mask because I was on the elliptical and I needed
Yeah.
some air, and they walked over and told me I had to raise my mask up. So they don't allow that below the nose.
Yeah.
And then they have people that come behind you if you don't wipe your machine down and wipe it down after.
Now,
you.
see, that's what I was just about to ask. Did they have anybody in your gym?
You're
No.
going to a smaller, I guess, location that may not be able to afford it, because there's a guy that all he does is go behind people and wipe down machines. That's his job.
Okay, so here's my issue.
Yeah.
I'm not anal like that, but there's always that one person that is, and my fear is that I go to Planet Fitness. My fear is you're gonna have that anal person who's gonna complain, and then that whole place is gonna be shut down just because of a few people who don't follow the rules.
But you can't blame them
We're
because
talking about
you
dying,
got
though.
concerns.
Yeah, we're talking about
That's what I'm saying.
dying
Now
now.
you got concerns, so you can't
But
blame
I'm
them.
saying you have that one person who
Right.
is extremely anal like
Yes,
that,
yes.
and I did think about contacting them because I wanted to be sure, not to blow up people, but if you told me these are the rules and I'm following your rules and other people are not, I feel some type of way.
Of course.
Because again, when I spray, their bottles are there. I spray and I wipe and I keep it going.
Yeah.
Other people don't do that. And I'm like, so now for my workout, because you don't do it, I have to do it. And now it's
Yeah.
more time.
Yeah.
And if we had a time limit, that would be a problem.
Yeah.
And then my other concern is the fact that you have people without masks, and then you have people that have it below their nose. They have masks that are breathable. So if you're going to work out or call yourself working out, then get those masks. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Because if not, then I'm only limited to go on certain machines and call it a day.
Right. Right.
You know? So I got the mask. People sell them, so you need to buy them. I know you can't wear a certain mask. I guess those construction ones they have
Yeah.
posted. But other than that,
What
it
I
wasn't a
meant to tell
very
you is
good experience.
don't be afraid to go to the front and tell them to make someone get up off the machine. That's the bad
I'm
thing
gonna
there.
have to do that because it's we're at a time now where you can't be doing all the social media stuff with your cell phone. Like, come
Yeah.
prepared.
No, but
because we
saying
don't have time.
like you saw it yourself. There's some people that could care less if there's another person behind you. You know me, like I'm an aggressive type of person. You know what I mean? So I just walk near them and look, and then they know it's time to get the heck up.
Right.
But it's just more lines. You got some people that get super comfortable, and hey, listen, I understand. Hey, your phone ring, you got to answer little text, reply, understand that. But when you You know, video chatting. I'm slapping that phone out your hand.
Yeah. But see, that was my best issue about going late at night. So I see places are back open, going back to 24-hour status.
Yes.
So I'm like, as long as they got the wipe down team, because I do like you, wipe, use, wipe, leave.
Yeah, I wipe. I've always wiped.
Everybody else in the gym never does that. So if I can get that or a wipe down team, I'm cool.
Even if a person wiped it down and I saw him, do I still go behind
and wipe it again?
And I wipe it again. I tell them it's no disrespect. And this is before COVID. Yeah. So even now, ain't nobody's going to have any kind of ifs, ands, or buts about the situation.
Okay, Keeping Up with the Kardashians will officially end in 2021, and everybody's like, and I was like, don't believe the hype. These women love to be on camera, especially, the momager, Kim and Khloe. Kourtney, not so much. I'm thinking the only reason why they're really calling it quits right now is because Khloe doesn't want that heat because she got back with Tristan, and Kim doesn't want to film Kanye and his mental breakdown. But they're going to sign on to somebody's streaming platform, so they'll be back in 2021.
I'm about to say they're going to do their own.
I had a theory about
streaming.
that. No, I had a theory about that. I think they're going to leave Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah, Seacrest.
They're going to leave Ryan Seacrest because they're losing too much money. No, they're losing, but their partnership, they realize we make way more money without you. We can do this on our own. That's
fine. Y'all made him his money, so he can all he has to do is find a new family and do it all over again. That's fine.
Right, they'll leave him on this season, and then the next season they'll start a Kardashian, whatever the hell it is, and they go the same cameraman will go right into the nothing happened.
I mean, so their last season with E is going to be in 2021.
Yeah.
If you watch it, I mean, I've watched the show. It's like one of those things where if there's something on TV and they play the reruns,
you just put it on.
You just put it on. It's in the background. You happen to glance and notice some things. Okay, so I saw Mulan.
Thank you.
Yay!
No, I'm disappointed. For me, I felt like it moved too quickly. Like, I just didn't. It was like 1 minute she's riding a horse, the next minute there's a threat, and then all of a sudden she's got her sword and she got her hair up. I'm like, but wait, what happened in between there?
Yeah.
And then she joins the army, and then this phoenix comes out of the sky, but he don't say nothing. He's just flying. And then she's got a fight, and then all of a sudden she needs to take a shower, or she needs to take a bath. Then she takes a bath, and then you got this one weird guy who could be gay. I don't know, because he's always by her. And then they prepare to go to war, and then all of a sudden she's not giving her full potential. So then the reflections plays in the background, and she takes her hair down, and she lets it blow in the wind, and then she gets on a horse, and now she can fight like the woman that she is. And then she takes out the whole army, and then they see her and she presents herself as Mulan, and they realize, oh, you betrayed your family because you're a woman. Never mind that she saved your life, but you're a woman. And then she's left there crying, and she would rather be dead than have to go back home. I was like, it was so dramatic, but I mean, you're the one who revealed yourself. You ain't had to. But then after that, she realized that they were still around, the other army. So then she goes to the capital or wherever in China, and they don't want her there. And then she got them on her side, and then she goes to save the capital or whatever, the kingdom. And then she has to go and fight the mean old big guy and save what's his name, Jet Li. I didn't know that was Jet Li. I thought Jet Li was the other guy. And then save the emperor, Jet Li. And then the emperor is looking at her and saying, you can do it, put a little muscle to it. And that was it.
Trash.
You didn't like the
it was
witch?
trash. I think, again, COVID was the opportunity for you to go back and make some edits. That was a gift.
Nah, they couldn't.
Like in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Buffy had a dream sequence where she met the original Vampire Slayer. And the original Vampire Slayer told her, death is your gift. So when they went from the WB to UPN, they ended their season on the WB, and then they went to UPN, where Buffy died because death was her gift. So in order to save the world, she had to die. So she died. And then she was resurrected on UPN for the next season because they switched networks. But the problem was when she was resurrected because, according to her friends, she had a supernatural death. So she wasn't really dead. She was just stuck out there. They left the poor girl in her grave. So when Buffy came to life, she thought she was in hell. And then the big reveal was that Buffy was actually in heaven. She was in a happy place when they pulled her back here. So that was something that they had to deal with. But I say all that to say was that death was her gift. Okay?
Trash.
COVID was the gift that kept on giving.
Oh, Lord.
So that meant for the people who did Mulan to redo some things, maybe make it a little bit longer to add to it because you rushed certain parts of the film that I was like, wait a minute, hold up, how did we get here? Like, even the whole part where she's meeting with the matchmaker, that was rushed.
Yes.
So it was like, you guys, this is not, I know we know the story of Mulan, but no. If you're going to do it, you got to do it right. Now, Mulan can be treated like the Hulk movies, how you have 5 different Hulk movies from 5 different directors. Y'all could redo Mulan and give us another Mulan, but do it the right way.
No,
Please don't.
No,
Why
no,
not?
Leave
no,
it.
no.
Here's the thing.
No.
Shame on fool me once, fool me twice, and they gained 68% rise from making people pay an extra $30 just to view Mulan.
Oh, so they made some. They
Yeah,
got
they
a
made
little bit
money.
of money back. Okay.
68% they rose up subscription because everyone. This is like one of those great stories like Frozen or whatever, to where people wanted to see it, and it wasn't a part 2. It just was a remake, and it was garbage.
Yeah. For them to remake this right, they got to reshoot it.
No, just
They
leave,
couldn't.
leave it.
They have to
if they had to
redo it.
reshoot it, but we shouldn't because they're going to move on to the next thing. Cinderella was next, I think.
Right. Well,
Wasn't
I guarantee you,
Cinderella-
the person who was in
So,
charge of this
does it give
is
you
no
hope?
longer a part of that company.
Wait, I'm sorry, Cinderella.
Yeah.
You already
they
had
redoing
Brandy
Cinderella.
be Cinderella. You don't need another one.
I'm sorry, who?
Brandy?
What? What?
Impossible?
Darky brother? No.
Pretty
no.
much.
Not again. not my Cinderella.
For a plain country pumpkin to become a golden carriage?
Hey man.
It's possible. Listen, I was Cinderella. Listen. Anyway, so Jussie Smollett spoke to Mark Lamont Hill about his attack back in Chicago.
Oh, Lord.
And he maintains his innocence and also spoke out about how he should have spoken up a long time ago instead of listening to his lawyers by keeping silent. I believe Jussie. Power to Jussie.
Good.
You got a thing for Jesse, so you're gonna think anything he says is good.
He is bisexual. But anyway, they are coming. They are coming for Joe Budden. I don't know who he pissed off, but people do not like Joe Budden all of a sudden. Okay, Charlamagne the God is acting like he ain't your friend. But apparently y'all like to get your balls licked by dogs. I don't know. Maybe that's a thing you men like.
I think they were saying jerking off the dog.
Whatever.
Whichever would have been.
See the God had the Charlamagne, he had a lot to say. And now Tahiri speaking out against Joe Budden because he allegedly was abusive to her. And I'm like, girl, we saw you on that hip hop show,
Exactly.
Marriage Boot
True.
Camp. So I'm willing to bet it was both sides. Then all of a sudden his ex, since Santana came out, because she feels betrayed because somebody leaked some audio. And then I'm reading what was going on, and his ex-friend Rocky, whatever her name is.
Yeah, Raji.
Right, yeah.
Raji.
She sent out some tweets, and I'm like, holy crap. So I know his former nanny, and I had to text her, and I told her, I was like, your name was all through this, right? And she was like, not happy. And I was like, this is too messy.
Aw.
People are doing a lot to destroy one person, and I'm trying to figure out why. Because sin, if he was really abusive and did all this stuff to you, then why was you on top of him trying to get back together, kind of, on Love and Hip Hop? Like, why would you put yourself in that situation? So you gotta watch how people move. Tahiri, if he was such a bad guy, why did you go back to Love and Hip Hop? Everybody will do something for a check.
Yeah.
You said it right there when you mentioned the name Tahiri. Joe Budden's problem is you're unhappy with the way things went there, no problem. You didn't have to take it to the level you took it to.
What are you talking about?
As far as him putting the whole Spotify, you remember these are the 1%ers. And
so you as I think it's all funny timing. How I go on a rant and then all of a sudden,
all these
you've been jerking dogs off since
beat all kinds of
and
stuff.
We got every video.
We all know Joe was
something.
Joe was smoking crack, all this other stuff. We all know
Which he
this.
said about
right.
all his.
Yeah,
but
he said that
at
before.
the end of the day, what he failed to realize is you could be dishonest. You could be not happy with your contract situation, and there are two ways to handle it. You can handle it the way you've handled it, and now you think these billionaires ain't gonna find the person you stole sunflower with the annihilators, because we're that old. You stole the annihilators from in first grade to come on and say how bad of a person you are. This is what these people do. These are billionaires. They're 1%ers. They're going to pay any and everybody. Terry ain't got no business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She ain't got no money coming from nowhere. What you need me to say? Sign me up. And they're going to down. And now, well, you got 2 more shows. Where you gonna go?
One more
show. Where you gonna go? Who's gonna pay him the money he feels he deserves?
Well, what about the Black Effect Podcast Network? Are we going there, Truth?
Who?
You don't know? The Black Effect Podcast Network.
That's
It's
Charlamagne.
Charlamagne's new.
No.
Charlamagne allegedly partnered. Well, he said it. Allegedly, so he partnered with iHeart, his bosses. So I don't know how you partner with your bosses. Yeah, that he created a network. That he's taking Drink Champs. Of course, somehow their radio show got finagled on there, the Breakfast Club. And I was like, what? Okay. Yeah. And he was going to be pulling a whole bunch of other black talent podcasts and putting them on there. There was a couple other big ones, too. Yeah.
Well, see, that's...
and a lot of homosexual ones.
What I loved about the...
I know you like that.
What I loved about Joe's situation, Joe talked about ownership. And that was the greatest thing about his show, because he owns his show.
Right. Flat out.
Flat out owns it. So the fact that he doesn't want to give up ownership to his show is a great thing. Now, if he markets it properly, he can make more money than Charlamagne them, hands down. But you have to market it properly. Right. You have to do it the right way. Now, yeah, you have the Breakfast Club 10 years in a row. Charlamagne's getting $3 million a year from the Breakfast Club. He's eating real good, but he doesn't own anything, but he's bringing home a fat check. So with that check, what he needs to do is create something of his own. Forget partnering with anybody. Create it on your own, something that you own yourself, and Jessica you can do it the way you want to do it. You can get money over here, but you still need to do it differently over here.
Jessica Reed.
Hey.
Jessica Reed. Hey, iHeart. Have you spoken to Jessica Reed? You also, buddy with Charlamagne.
Charlamagne ain't come out and say, he didn't say the wrong words.
They are okay without those allegations. That is what part of the reasons I lost his HBO.
You're okay with those allegations?
Yeah.
You're okay that he basically, you know what? I'm gonna leave it alone.
Yeah.
So, new shows. Tyler Perry has been praised for finishing and writing, directing, shooting, like a bunch of shows in about 2 months. He's really proud of it. One of them being Assisted Living on BET. So I made the mistake and caught my mother watching it. And I sat there for... I was there too long. Anyway, it was one scene that dragged out for so long. There was nothing funny about it. So, Assisting Living, from what I saw, gets an F.
Wait. But it held your attention. You
no,
stayed there for so long about something.
No.
What's up?
No, it was because I didn't understand what was going on. And it was like, my mother was here, the TV was here.
Okay.
I would look. I was like, oh, Tyler back on that. Where he makes his conversations between characters that just don't make sense. It's like it drags on. Like he brought back House of Pains.
Yes.
The main character, Curtis, like he talks too much. And it's like he thinks he's funny, but he's not funny. And then you have all this extra laughter being pumped up and
The laugh track.
it's like it doesn't make any sense to me. Like the conversation should have ended a long time ago, but we're dragging on the conversation. That's what he does. That's his writing style.
Yes.
So with assisted living, basically the scene was the man's grandfather, he went to go wake him up and he thinks the guy died. And he just left him there. So the wife is asking, well, what happened? And instead of going to check up on him, they're having this like long-winded conversation about why he left him there. I was like, what am I missing here? So no. That's an F. House of Pains. I'm only gonna watch it to see Miranda, aka Keisha Napoleon, because the way she left was all dramatic. I just need to know what happens. Other than that, I really could care less because again, it's that long-winded conversation that keeps going, and it just doesn't know when to stop. Now, Power 2 Ghost. Did y'all watch it? It premiered last week.
The only reason I watched it because I watched because me and Jeff started a new show, so I was watching this guy who came up with a theory that blew my mind. So this is why I'm watching it.
Okay.
And that's the fact that Ghost is still alive. And I went back to thinking everything that they did. At no point did they say who killed Ghost. It was always who shot Ghost. And the fact of how meticulous Ghost was about his club and the cameras, about how any and everything goes around.
So you think they're gonna do what they did with 50 Cent and
bring
his ass out of the
They even
Why
see here's the thing.
that?
They even went
that.
that far just because it was like they made sure they showed when Kanan was dead.
No, I'm going to crush that. I'm going to squash it right there.
Okay.
Because what you fail to forget or remember is that remember during that arc where they had all those episodes, the TV, where they said that he was dead. It wasn't like...
It was said off of Power. It wasn't say they didn't even say he was dead on Power.
No, they did. You got to remember, you got to go back and listen to the newscaster when they talked about Patrick St. What's his name?
Right,
St. James.
Right. They said he was dead, but we still haven't seen the body. I'm gonna send you that link because I felt the same way you said. But the points that this person was hitting, it made me think that they're trying to hit that new one really big in a certain way because they're saying about the funeral and you're looking at the casket. That's a little tiny ass casket or whatever. So there's a lot that's going into it that had me thinking. Yeah, it really had me thinking.
Ghost is dead. Ghost is dead. I think this is just a second.
I hope
about
they
his
don't do
son.
that.
No,
Yeah,
it doesn't even make
second time
sense because
they
they kept talking about how he died and everybody knew that he was dead. So it's not like, for what?
Yeah.
He has no allies, so for what?
And this is one of 2 spinoffs. They're gonna do another one, right?
There's 4.
They're doing
4?
okay. So they're doing
His
this
son
with
got a
Tariq.
spinoff.
Right.
They're doing the
white boy
back
got
in
a
the
spinoff.
days with Ghost and Tommy growing up, working under Kanan. And then they're doing the Tommy.
No, I think it's brilliant. You know why? Because if you got
Wait, they doing Tommy twice? They doing him and Tommy? And
They're
then
doing
Tommy?
him and Tommy. And then remember, because you're doing Tommy
Remember,
Tommy
and Ghost
ran to
coming
LA,
up.
so
And
Tommy's
then you
got a
gotta
whole
do
new situation.
Tommy
Oh,
in
they
in
do
LA.
LA.
adult Tommy.
They're going to do
Yeah.
a separate
Okay.
Tommy in LA. And then they're going to do a separate Tommy and Ghost growing up under Kanan.
You know what? Because, it's great because everybody keeps making money. But it's ought to be different stories, and everybody's got a different story after the life of Ghost. So it'll keep you interested, keep you watching.
Nah.
It's not that many episodes.
Hey, I'm
We're
going
gonna run
to
into-
watch because my theory, that guy's theory is true.
No, it is not.
I hope not. Because it's
It
the
is
second time
not.
they did that.
You're not even making sense.
They're gonna run into the same thing that the guy we just talked about. Tyler Perry, but in not in short form. It's gonna be drawn out and long and like repetitive.
No, because everybody has a different story. Like if you watched, did you watch?
the new one.
Yeah.
No, I didn't watch the new one yet.
Y'all
But I'm
got
just
a new
saying,
show. Why ain't you watching it?
I'm not that one. I can skip. I already know how that's
What you
gonna
mean
come
you
out.
could skip?
I'm gonna tell you how this. If I could write in a book, if I could write in the envelope and hit 5 of the main plot points that they will talk about this season, and I ain't watched the first episode yet, and I'm right, it's garbage.
Lovecraft Country. Are y'all watching that?
Yes, thank you for coming back to the real world. Thank you. Welcome. Welcome to the
binge
party.
watched.
I want you to know.
I binge watched.
Welcome.
I'm like, I was
Welcome.
lost. Because in the first episode when the monsters came out, first of all, I like the dialogue.
Yeah.
Love the dialogue. But them damn monsters. house.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell am I watching? That's the first episode. Then you had the haunted house in the second episode.
Yeah.
I was still trying to figure out what the hell was I watching. Then the third episode.
No, the third was the haunted house.
What was the second
They
one?
went to get the father.
Oh, sorry. The second one was they went to go get the father and
destroy
the
that,
uncle died.
Yep.
Okay, that right there had me freaked out because I'm like, y'all are all black dealing with these white people. I wasn't feeling it. Then the fourth episode, they were. It was like a mystery or something.
Now it showed you that her and the guy is the same character. She's a shape.
Are you talking about the boy, with the wolf thing on it?
Stop!
Now I think that's the girl too.
She's a
That's what I
shapeshifter.
said.
Stop. So what is this? So my whole point is, what is this about?
What do you mean?
This
I
is
don't know what
based
this is
on
about.
So-
all right. So this is based on a book that came out. So the whole basis of it is the Book of Adam. If you get the Book of Adam
That's
and you
right,
great,
because my man was
you
trying to
right,
go to the Garden of Eden,
you would
right?
you would
And I
be
was
able to
like,
get
"White son of a
everlasting
You
life.
said what, son?
Ex-president from Scandal. Don't think
Right.
I don't know. Go ahead.
You would have everlasting life, so you'll be immortal. That's pretty much what it boils down to. They're trying to be immortal, but the daughter and the other guy are the same person.
I think so.
That's what I realized.
When they
in
asked her,
episode
"Is that
4.
your boyfriend?" Remember back in there, she was like, "Sometimes he's a boy, sometimes he's a friend." Now I don't know if they like half of a demon
When she
or something.
when she well,
Oh,
all
when
right,
she
so
went to the house and they beat
when
the
she
cops?
went not when she went to the house
Yeah.
and disappeared and came back as the guy, and then with the next episode that I'm about to see in about an hour that y'all gotta wait for, you're gonna see how she's going to offer the same thing to what's her name's sister.
That's right, because she was getting it on with
Yeah.
dude. That's right.
Well, she's getting on
She
with
was
the girl.
having,
Now,
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Now look at you.
That's
See?
what my eye. I was like, go ahead, get it, girl.
That's
Tell me how that white
Right,
boy
so
is.
they-
Power
they're
don't do
going-
that.
Power don't do that. That's right.
I mean, sorry, spoiler, whatever, but she's going to become a white woman in the new episode.
Yeah.
I don't give a
And-
crap. All
and
I know
then
is that
she's
white
going
pale
to be-
man was getting him some
Yeah.
black juice.
She's going to be forced to do a lot of dirt for the girl.
I don't really care.
She's a
All I
shapeshifter.
know was they was on the stairs and he
Yeah, he
looked
was
like life
getting
was
it in.
getting made for him. You saw his face?
Yeah.
He looked like he was enjoying every bit of it.
Of course.
Acting my ass. He was enjoying that.
Look at that.
Okay. He wasn't getting it. He never been with a black woman.
Oh my lord.
You
They said
listen.
cut. I'm sorry, my bad. They said cut.
He didn't realize they said cut.
I'm about to finish.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's really good though. You like it though.
What?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm addicted. I
Welcome.
didn't know
That's
what was
what we
going on,
told
but I
you.
was like, yo, some serious. What is
We told you.
like when they was on that bridge that plank that kept disappearing?
Yo, first of all, if the fucking father don't make me choke his ass, I would have if he didn't say he destroyed that boat, I would have been like, yo, hey, get right there. Two, how the hell they going to explain to the chick, yeah, we were all the way back home in Chicago. We ain't got the car.
We got like a whole lot of mystery.
The shit went right to the house.
Wait, then
And
he
then
had
he-
that hermaphrodite.
And then he cut the hermaphrodite's
He killed
throat,
the
And then he
hermaphrodite.
called, yes! I said, what the fuck, dude?
Was I the only one who
which
think
is
he
why
was
which is
gonna fuck him?
keeping you so in
I
it because
thought
you was
gonna
like,
have sex
uh,
too.
what-
what,
that's
what is he
after the gay
afraid of?
That's
That's what keep you like. What is he so afraid of?
Because I was like, back in the day,
He probably read something in
when
that
he
book.
was on that other HBO show, remember?
The Wire?
Yes, he was gay. So I figure, well, shoot, hermaphrodite, half woman, half man, gonna get you some. But then he went behind and did the whole throat thing.
Well,
I
the
said,
guy told him that your father's gay because he been with the barkeeper. Now you remember the barkeeper was getting his dick sucked in the first episode from the guy,
Yep.
and then he
How
told
did I
him to go
miss
in the
that?
back.
When?
Oh my God! When
She went to get
when the
popcorn
guy
when
came
that
back,
happened.
when Atticus came back, when he came back home, he's looking for the dad and he said, "You seen my pops?" And he was like, "Nah, go ask the bartender." The dude was there, and he was like, "Yeah, what's the name's in the back?" And he goes out in the back, and he sees him, and the guy he's sitting like, "Oh yeah," and the guy's sucking his dick, and then he comes back and says, "Oh, I'm sorry," and he runs off.
I have to look at that again. I missed that.
Oh, you missed that one? Yeah.
Cause listen, I was trying to figure out what's going on because in the beginning when it opened up,
Yeah.
he had, I guess you saw a spaceship or something. I don't know.
That was him dreaming. Yes. Now, allegedly, I think that's the girl he was on the phone with.
And she said you should have never gone back home.
Now, that was
Right.
the
So I was like,
Asian
what
woman.
the hell is that about?
Yeah, I think the Asian woman was the girl he was on the phone with.
Well, that's the thing. You got so much more coming up with this.
Yeah.
So it'll be It'll be interesting to see the season. But
All right, real quick. If you haven't been watching, Big Brother has a show. Well, CBS airs Big Brother every summer. And the latest controversy was that 2 black women were put on a block nominated for eviction. People were upset because, well, you got to pick on the black chicks. Here's the thing. Davon and Bailey. Bailey was the one who was evicted. Here's the thing. You have 2 women who weren't winning anything. They weren't really playing game. You can't always have your emotions and feelings, be on high every single time somebody mentions your name or they decide to put you up for eviction. You have it like everybody else. You can play for the veto, win the veto, take yourself off the block. You didn't do that. So that's not my problem, and that's nobody else's problem but yours. And then you got to talk to the house guests and figure out how you can stay. That's it. Play the game. Stop being in your feelings. Stop being offended because somebody mentioned your name. Guess what? Everybody's going to have to go up. Everybody can't stay. All right? So to Bailey, I'm sorry that you're gone. You were probably the perfect person to evict because at least you know how to win. You haven't won nothing yet. But Davon can stay in the house and get picked off because she doesn't win nothing. But again, it's called Big Brother for a reason. It is a game. It's a social experiment. It's a game. You cannot enter that house with your emotions on high. If you're going to play the game, then play the game, make big moves. Now, if you're trying to make a move and the other person doesn't want to make a move, then be smart enough to realize that they're obviously in an alliance. Hello, especially when your head of household says to you, who else am I supposed to put up? That meant that she's in an alliance, you dummy! She had nobody else to pick. Duh! That's our show.